Hello? Where is my stream at? Hello, Zaina. Not fully in camera. There we go. Hey, thanks for the 51 months. Let's go back to the overworld today. Simping wife. Cringe. Hello, Mustafa. Oh yeah, we want the background trees here to actually fit the foreground at some point. But that's for later, I think. Bioback's gonna remove all my textures anyway, as usual. Back to the forest trees. No, we're probably gonna be done with this area in just a couple minutes, and then we're gonna move on to the next part. You should make this game for the 3DS. I have a 3DS. I don't have it installed. Please port. Alright, buddy. Just because you only have a 3DS, I will port this to 3DS. Just for you. Anything else? Shall I send you my money or something? Would you like my Pokemon card collection too? Oh, this is what's going on. Okay, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. If he doesn't powerful enough for forensic examination, I don't know about that. What a generous man. Sure, I just love people so much that I'm willing to give them everything I own. No problem. Ugh, I fucked this one up. This is very ugly. This is slightly less ugly. Can you put this game into Doom just for me, please? Do you only play games made in Doom? Anyway, any OST wishes for today? You guys want to listen to any music? I've been working on a video about how Mario 64 can run on the Game Boy Advance today, so maybe we should listen to some Game Boy Advance music. Honestly, this one should just be split up here. Okay, can I get a Commodore 64 port? No. Provenance for iPhone, I think is the best way at the moment. Okay. Jet for Gemini? No, I want to listen to Game Boy Advance music. What is the most emblematic for Game Boy Advance game you can think of? Like a game that you think of and you instantly like, yep, this is what the Game Boy Advance is all about. Found something like that. Superstar Saga. Is this a Game Boy Advance game? I will believe you that it is. Rhythm Heaven is what Game Boy Advance is about to you. For me, Game Boy Advance is Pokemon Leaf Green. Fire Emblem and Pokemon. Fair enough. Ugh, one comment. Hello, Bioback. My personal favorite Mario 64 ROM hack. I still like Star Road a lot. As expected, updating Fast 64 broke the overworld. I think finish this on a nightclub area today. If there's another stream before Friday, maybe we can see the rework. Okay. That might be on Tuesday. Okay, there's some pretty nasty issue with the decal there. Holy shit. That is not good. Hello, Mustafa. Yeah, I think this area is getting somewhere. Not this week, then in 2 weeks. No! England is taking Bio back from us. It's too bad that he has to go to jail in England. Is there occurring that you paid 20 euro to get the right to enter non-visualization, the right to enter? 20 euros? That's so petty. Alright, I think we're moving on to area 3 today, which is this. And what do I do with the giant banana, man? Bro is going to be eating beans on toast for 2 weeks. This is the worst flickering I've ever seen. Holy hell. So I'm half thinking of maybe we should already set the warps for the areas here. To like set the warp to area 3. Problem is, man, what if a beta tester escapes their jail when I send them beta testing ROMs and then they are able to just enter every level? That would suck. Might be controversial, but beans on toast is actually pretty decent. England has claimed this, man. Oh, we actually should also be thinking about the water here. We need to do something for the water. We can't just leave it like this, I think. So this is not moving water. I always have difficulty making water that's not moving. Like, what do you even put on it, texture-wise? I'm also a bit worried about this section here. But the first overworld, isn't this a little bit awkward? Like, it seems like a weird jump to request of players in the first overworld. I don't know. I guess they can go all the way around like an idiot. But I think I should put something there. We're not doing the waves thing on the whole island. Well, it doesn't make sense here. The waves thing would be here, yes. But in this contained lake, I think no. Definitely not. Oh, you weren't looking? That makes more sense. Waves on a still sea? Come on, that's not gonna look good. What, it should shimmer along the surface? Yeah, yeah. This food tastes good but looks awful. It's basically a PR problem. No, I've had fish and chips before. See, I haven't had chips and fish until I was like 28. And I thought it was gonna be like awesome food. And then I ate it and it was like you were just eating fried bread with like a little bit of fish in there, like as an excuse. And so it's like the opposite of that problem. Like it's the opposite of a PR problem. Like the PR was good, but the food was terrible, you know? It's good in England, nothing exceptional, but it's nice. As in the food. Honestly, I think people overrate how much of a difference the country they live in makes in their day-to-day life. I feel basically no difference from living in Canada versus living in Germany, except for the bureaucracy. Oh my god, dude. Oh, can't deal with it. Fish and chips? Oh, I see. So you're doing the Just Mouse crossover on Banjo-Kazooie crossover Mario 64? I am doing the Banjo-Kazooie crossover. That is still an ongoing project. It's just something I work on very slowly because it's not that interesting of a project. And I'm also working with someone else and we only meet once a week. But there is no Majora's Mask one in the works. Not quite sure why you think that I'm making one. We got in Germany once and they had cured sausage for sale just hanging on the wall. But a lake texture, why not have a reflection texture of the sky cloud and the bridge shadow? Oh, I see. Yeah, one second, this might be important. I have to watch this real quick. Oh, this is a secret video, I can't show you guys. I don't get it. Living in Germany would be quite different for me because I wouldn't understand shit. Fair point. Can't believe you scream it. It's secret DMs, I'm sorry. It's a group chat where me and the boys are making fun of you. I didn't want to tell you, but that is what's going on. Okay, we have to think about the texture for this part. So we could go with more of this type of rock. Probably have to loop around this once. Forest here should be fine. And then there's volcano again. So this needs to be volcanic rock. Well, Blender has Python support, right? So you can basically do whatever you want in it. So we have this one loop around here. And then here I kind of want the zoo rock to appear. And go till here. Actually, the zoo rock can engulf this whole thing here, I think. Up until here. And then we can do an alpha fade. Bing, bing, bing. We have a ton of big fruits on this part of the beach. I don't know what we do with it or where they're coming to. Yes, we could. I mean, big ass fruit is like a really easy way to like make something for the level. So I think that's why I initially had the idea of big ass fruit, because there's already like a million ideas you can just use. They're ready for you. Hello, Lynx. What's the max I got on Mario 6 record of time? I'm trying to get to the max. I don't know. It's been almost 10 years since I made that game, bro. Okay, so we get this until around here. This one should also be this rock here, I think. We need a reason for them to be there though? I agree. I mean, there's going to be a gigantic fruit on the Super Happy Tree for sure. So we could be like, yeah, these fruit from the Super Happy Tree, and we're placing them around the island to spread the happiness. You know what I mean? They fall from lofty lumber leaves. Big fruit looking in the water would look nice. Yeah. You know what? Saying that they grew from the Super Happy Tree and that they're being spread over the island actually also gives us the opportunity to evolve the overworld over time again. You mean just in this area you want big fruit? Lofty lumber leaves is all the way over here, so dropping them specifically here is kind of not working for me at all. I was gonna ask, but I recently saw your comment in a jerk video about ranking mental disorder. Is it then true? You mean JREC? That's a question that I will not answer. They could bring the Super Happy Tree Mega Fruits here, like a storage beach. That kind of makes sense, but also how do they get them here, you know? I think the fruit idea is just too stupid, maybe. Like, maybe it just doesn't work. Are expectations for this game unrealistic? I don't know what your expectation is. If you expect this game to, like, cure your cancer, then yes, that is unrealistic. If you expect this game to be like fun and maybe one of the most fun games you've ever played, I would say that's pretty realistic. I hope. Will you add Luigi hanging around the overworld, maybe suntanning on the beach or mini overworld objective? I am not 100% certain on Luigi yet, because there is a chance we are still adding multiplayer to this. So having Luigi just suntanning wouldn't be quite right with me. Oh. Was hard to see. Just wondering, but do you still work for Gears for breakfast? I do, Marty. How come? What's the question for? I don't did ads. You expect this game to fix your marriage? It's gonna be a tough one. But maybe the game is so good that you and your wife can bond over playing it? You just gotta have rolled the fruits over to the bench, though maybe a banana would not work. Alright, well, the corridors are too tight, and we can't make the corridors bigger because then the overworld is not gonna be seamless anymore, so impossible. Someone, how are you doing? German, why do you want to know? Yes! Think about it, dude. Someone's just asking you how you're doing? What the fuck do you need to know that for? What could this possibly lead to, this conversation? Like, what are you trying to get out of me? That's what I think when you ask me, what are you doing? I'm wondering, like, how does this pertain to the current situation? Like, what problem do you solve by knowing how I'm doing? You're asking because you're wondering if there's a new hit coming. Well, as you can imagine, whether, like, anything like that, I wouldn't be allowed to tell you. Like, I wouldn't even be allowed to tell you whether there's one or not. You ask because you care? Germans don't care. You care how someone is doing, and that's why you ask? That doesn't sound right, no. Most people ask how are you doing as like a hello. God forbid people have empathy. How is it having empathy to ask how someone is doing? The hell? It's because I'm genuinely curious how you're doing. Why? It's my genuine reaction. Why do you care? I feel like there's some funny red coin battering to do and cool visuals to do with floating fruits in the water. You're right. We could have a timed red coin mission here. General point of view rock textures. Well, you see this area here? Something more like that. Where there's like a volcano rocky area with a volcano rock and then a normal rocky area with a normal rock. Maybe this thing was true in some way, but I'm not overthinking it. You guys are underthinking it. Most social German. No. I'm not doing... I'm doing terrible, thank you for asking. As how are you feeling today if I want to ask any question like that? You sound like a therapist, dude. Can we help you feel better in any way? Yes, you can donate money. I would love money. Hello, Mr. Game & Watch fan. Did you make a Mario hack like this? It's not a bad day at all. I just question why anyone would want to know how my day is going, you know? Piece of strawberry tree are spread all over the island and giant fruit is grown from them, or the tree just shoots fruit out of the island, different spotting down. Well, BioBag was saying that the fruits would all be in this area. And I mean, I agree. It would be very cool to have just a super fruity area here. This could be the fruit beach, you know? This could be the famous fruit beach location where the Yoshi's love hanging out. And maybe there's a timed Bitcoin mission or something. So every tree has grapes, you can do grape platforming, exactly. Or, wait, let me think of a different pun. I cannot think of one. Oh, I see. Game & Watch. I see. Maybe tacos for you. I'm not a fan of tacos. Can we all talk about how burgers get a bad repetition because fast food places fuck up burgers all the time? And by bad repetition, I mean they get the repetition for being unhealthy. Think about that, man. It's fucking meat, salad, and bread. How is that unhealthy? So you guys mean something else with tacos? Free tacos to a French person is insane. So you do fries and soda? Dude, this actually pisses me off. There's this one place we go to. They have two things I like. Donair and chicken burger. The donair is way too little and way too spicy. And the chicken burger is like 90% fries. I'm like, oh, I would like a burger. And it doesn't even say anything about fries on the fucking thing. And then you order the thing and you get like a huge plate of fries with one little burger. It's like, I didn't order fries, I ordered the fucking burger. Where's my burger? This I'm an unpopular opinion machine. I turn opening my eyes into unpopular opinions. Anyway, let's think about a way we can justify this being the fruit bay. That's actually the thing I miss the most about living in Germany, Döner kebab. Canada has Donair, which is like Döner but like bad. They take out all the salad and just put sharp sauce into it and onions and tomato. But none of the other salad. It sucks. How much is Döner in Germany? When I lived in Bremen it was €3.50 for a small one, €4.50 for a big one. This was 2018. If you're ever in Germany, around Luisenthal, I think that's where I lived, go to the Döner Man. He's right next to the student homes. He makes very good Döner. It's a, yeah, I mean inflation fucked the Döner prices. Okay. Why is this the fruit bay? Does this need to have lore? What if we just say the Yoshis carry all the fruit here? Like, fuck it. I guess they can go around the island. looking at strawberry, apple, orange, grape, and then maybe later you get another fruit that spawns here and allows you to go up here or something. First from pirate event, are transferring giant fruit. One of the grenades fell off the ship and it all washed up on its protections. Yoshi's naturally loved it. That's not lore players would ever like want to read. Yeah, we can just say they carry the stuff here. Like maybe there's one Yoshi that just drops that. And you would only get that lore if you actually seek it out. So banana, apple. What are fruits that you eat in Yoshi's story? Shit has fruit and it's never explained, I think. Yeah. Honey melon too. There are 7 types of fruit Yoshi can eat. Melon. I forgot to write down melon. Bananas, apples, watermelons, grapes, peppers. Did we put a pepper on here? What does the pepper do in Yoshi's story? Does it make you go fast? So what I'm thinking here is maybe after like you get 100 stars, people are like, oh, you restored so much happiness to the island, the thing dropped another fruit. And then next time you enter this area, there's like a different fruit here that you can use to get a secret star. I'm thinking the way it would work is we put a bunch of fruits here, and then there's like a switch. You press the switch and 8 red coins spawn. You have to collect the 8 red coins within a time limit. If you manage to do it, you get a star. And you can only reach the switch by jumping on the fruit that spawned at like 100 stars or whatever. Peppers cause damage. Oh, I see. Not if it's like a very visually imposing fruit, I believe. I think we can pull this off. Clash with the ice cap? Would it? Can we reuse the pick your power up fruit here? Oh, I see. That would clash with the ice cap. Yeah. That wouldn't be very good. Also, we can't do that in the overworld. It gives you too much freedom and it breaks a lot of the illusions we use in the overworld. Hello, Samuel. Pepper eating competition? A pepper eating competition would be very funny. I'm gonna write that down as like a possible event for the overworld. Maybe pepper eating competition event. Hello Lila. Lila, I haven't been able to figure out the bug yet in Course 5. I will tell you when I find it out. Swearing it should yellow, maybe I have bad eyesight. Bananas start green and then they turn yellow over time. It would be very funny if the bananas slowly disintegrated while you were playing the game, just because that's what bananas do. You're sure it's not a you thing? I'm fairly certain it's not a me thing. I updated, and the zoo started working, and the decals were fixed, so... You have the robberies on the fruit, like the ingredients in the pot from Halloween Mayhem. Of course. Some rolls, some bounce, some sink. I see what you mean. So there is the egg physics we have that kind of works like Mario Galaxy's rolling ball. We could have that with like the orange. Your code that changes the else? I removed all code from the level. Grapes would be bouncy. Let me look at the grape. Oh, these things, yeah, they're bouncy for sure. So would that be part of the platforming challenge? I really do like the idea of a timed 8 red coin challenge on fruits that have different properties. There could even be like a fruit in the water that rotates the way you're on it. You know how those rolling logs work? Would turn this whole thing into a huge playground. But maybe the challenge should be available from the get-go, instead of you having to unlock it. Oh, I see, fruit in the water. I thought you meant on land. So on land I think there's a little too much restrictions that come with us, design-wise, for what we can do in the overworld. I imagine someone jumping on a fruit and then rolling all the way back here, and it's gonna be all weird. We still have to add Mario to this. Okay, in that case, why don't we think about where the red coin switch goes that starts the challenge? Do we add a timer to this? I think we should add a timer to this. Timed red coin area in part freeze fruit bay. Thief gaming music. I'm kinda sad I didn't have time to make another Thief gaming video for this year's April Fools. People loved the last one for some reason. Like, it was made purposefully shitty and it did so well. Oh, actually, did you guys see that we were all over the news recently? Spammer market hides a secret to force you to play for 14 months. 1. Where else? 2 articles about it. 3, 4, 5, 6. How is my stupid bug more relevant than Mario Kart 64's decompilation being finished? This is so stupid. There has to be some kind of conspiracy going on here. You saw me on Reddit? No fucking way, dude. What were they saying? You saw me on the bed sleeping. Please do not watch me in my sleep. Yes, the Mario Kart decomp is done, and you had no idea, because they were not reporting on it. Just that people don't care about the decommission, but they like a funny bug. You don't think they would care about a Mario Kart decompilation? But they would care about the menu breaking after 2.5 years? I don't know about that. That sounds insane to me. Anyway, let's rip some good models. Ooh. This one's kind of nice. It probably just works. Okay, but if instead of decompilation you said like the PC port is around the corner, instantly everyone cares. Oh, that's a beautiful apple. Oh, I love this apple. You want Fast64 to focus on that? I don't want Fast64 to focus on that. I want Fast64 to focus on fixing the bugs that make Mario 64 hard to work with right now. And please give me export indices, please. I'm running into so many issues because I don't have it. You said it would be easy to have. Give it to me. I am begging. Export indices, like the labels, where it's like, this is the label for this material's primitive color comment. What are we totally being able to memorize 61 emulator makes it a PC port? No way! We're not giving you the hacky del thing for your 2 nanoseconds. It really isn't 2 nanoseconds. It's also about backwards compatibility and all that. But I really, really do need it, or I need to implement the custom solution in code. I don't know if you understand how big a deal this is. Is this a jump DL? Give it that. Only that's not what it is. The proposed solution makes absolutely no sense. Anyway, it sounds like I need to accept that I just need to implement this in code myself. Why is the UV here so weird looking? It should be fine in Blender though, in game though, right? Oh, that's way better. Instantly. Okay. How are you not modifying the actual DL, Lila, with your jump comments? You heard me, Leela. How is doing a jump comment and then modifying the data at the jump comment not the same as modifying the display list? Yeah, I know, that is Scott's suggestion. Saying it makes no sense to me. Just outside the out? No. What do you mean? You said a jump comment. A jump comment to a different thing makes a different thing part of the display list. Just because you add an extra jump comment and then a jump back comment doesn't make it not part of the display list. All you did is add 2 jump comments. But not fucking with the original display list. But you are fucking with the original display list. The jump comments are making the data you jump to part of the original display list. It's like you asking me not to sleep with your mom, so what you do is you send me to a different room and then make me sleep with your mom. It's like, what's the point? All you did was like make us waste some time. Yes, I'm the king of analogies. That's exactly what it's like. See, he gets it. It's also gonna waste some memory. But you get why I don't want that, Leela, right? Like, you get how, to me, that sounds completely insane. What is going on here? Okay, so since we're doing fruit now, instead of having to chase the penguin, you could have a free chain jump that eats a big fruit in front of the level entrance. Wait, what do you mean instead of chasing the penguin? You're still gonna need to do that to get the level entrance. Where is this instead coming from? Oh, there we go. That's way better. Oh, I still don't like this because you're having individual props that you jump to. That just let the user write out everything freely. Just to jump to it and then the user could use it. I don't see how the second part is related to the first. You could mark properties as dynamic, and then when they're marked dynamic, you export the labels and they don't bleed. Or you could mark them as dynamic, and then when they're marked as dynamic, you have different things to jump to, like the different property or the whole thing. I don't know. Stuff being marked as dynamic does seem unrelated to everything else here. No labels, stop. Labels are literally just your idea, but better. And I am going to have to implement that in code. So what I'm going to do is look at my texture items function here. Let's get to case 39. So what I'm gonna have to do is... Oh, this one doesn't actually implement it, or does it? Huh? Where's the sine wave handled? Oh, the sine wave is handled in Geo. Let me give you an example. Here, the straw material, that's a good example. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to take a pointer to this material display list, and then I'm gonna have to define a bit mask and iterate this display list until the display list comment matches the bit mask, and then store a pointer to the first display list comment that matches the bit mask somewhere, and then retrieve that pointer later. I think that's the only solution around it. And then that way I don't have to waste time on the jumps and I can make this just work. I just hope that you like allow an option not to use the stupid jumps. I don't know why you're so insisting on the jumps. Honestly, it just seems insanely cringe to me. What did you miss? Not much. We were just planning the third part of the overworld. Oh, what a beautiful strawberry. No, I don't want the Donkey Kong 64 sound for no reason. Anyone else feel like strawberries would fly with a propeller? Did we have flying strawberries in this area? Lila, you are touching this list. You can't just say no touching the display list and then touch the display list and call me stupid. OOT. I'm pretty sure OOT works more like the GeoASM comments. Which, if you wanted to do that, like, that would be still wasteful, but at least that would be a sane approach. I'll just not use segments. Are you sure they're not like... That doesn't mean it. No, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Prove it. No strawberry in the N64 model section? Nope, I don't think so. This is a nice strawberry. This one's way too high res. Ugh. We might have to use this and remove the shadow somehow. Yeah, I have done Ocarina of Time modding, Leela, and from my experience, it doesn't do that. I believe it is just like GeoASMs. And sure, there is geo segment comments or display list segment comments, but it has nothing to do with the rest of this. That's like saying Mario 64 renders vertices by using addition comments. Like, yeah, sure, there's addition comments somewhere in there, but that's not like the thing that makes it work. So there's a bit in female spots, even though she is biologically male. I don't know. Leela, you have no idea what you're talking about. That's the problem. I cannot help you. I do not want this conversation with you. I'm just going to implement this my way. I notice it's a lost cause. Strawberry image, that's all we get? This is the texture? Oh boy. Or if it bleeds and stuff, or enough time loads from a segment. It just bleeds and stuff. Okay, so do you have every possible value that this property could possibly have preset in a segment and then you jump into the segment, or what are you telling me? Or are you telling me the CPU edits the thing in the segment and then you jump to the segment and like every you change the segment, because that's exactly what Mario 64 is doing. Except instead of segment, they use segment 0. Oh, this is gonna look ugly. We might just have to make our own strawberry. It shouldn't be that difficult. Yeah, this is also like a very inefficient strawberry. Let's Google strawberry and remake it from there. No, it's not, Leela. I don't know what you're not getting. If you just spoke normal language and like tried to explain yourself, I might be able to get it. I might be able to decipher what you're trying to tell me. But you're not really telling me anything that makes any sense. This is very strawberry shaped to me. Maybe a little more. And then how many petals do they have? Like 16? I think that's too many. Okay, Leela, maybe just take a step back and tell me the exact steps that you would do to achieve your thing. Because I'm not sure if... I don't think you've explained it yet, and I might have been assuming the way you want to do it. So by you explaining the steps you want to take to make sure this works, I can explain to you exactly where I don't like this. This might be an easier way. Or I could explain to you how it's exactly the same thing Mario 64 does. If that's what it turns out to be. So I just said for 6 ads by Mario, you didn't miss much. Mark Prim has a cool dynamic rock. First of all, would export a jumped display list to a segment in place of the prop. Bleed could account for the dynamic prop in a previous function. You jump into this place with your prop and have the segment point to it. So in the segment which you just say set for and then assume it in the Okay, so are you editing this property on the CPU at runtime? How is this property changing? Because this is an animated property, right? It has to change. So there's for sure at least one step you missed in explaining that. And I'm trying to figure out what that is. Okay, I think like you create a matrix in the SLS heap. What do you mean you are creating it? How does creating this make any sense here? So, no, explain this. No, you're missing steps. You can't just create it and then expect your display list to already be pointed to it. Your display list can't possibly know what you just created. You're missing steps here. So far, your idea is not going to work. You're pointing to a segment that's static, and now nothing's happening. So if you point to a segment to the display list, it would work. No! How does pointing to a static point in a segment make any sense? You're pointing to the display list you created. So you're writing a pointer to your display list that is already there in order to avoid writing to a display list? No, that's not what Ocarina of Time does, Lila. It can't be, because it doesn't work, and it works in Ocarina of Time. Okay, we're writing this down. Let's open paste bin. I'm gonna write down everything you just told me, and then we're gonna look at this again. So 1 mark property in bus64. 2, instead of the property there is a jump display list comment to a different segment. We create, what did you say? What is it? We create a display list that sets the property. Now what? This display list is not being pointed to, Lila. How do we fix this? It's din prop sec 8, is din prop actually L jumps to whatever's at sec 7? Okay, so what you're doing is you are pushing a display list that sets the segment pointer at runtime. No, Lila, you didn't say that. You need to say the words of what you want to do. You can't just let me assume it. Okay, so we have that down. We create, or we push a display list that sets a segment at runtime. So this is exactly the same as a GeoASM. This is the same as a GeoASM. How's it different? The only difference is that now you are pushing extra jumps here. What do you mean you give up? I was not just japping, I'm literally just explaining to you why what you're doing is exactly what Mario 64 already does. You're just doing it in the worst way. As a GeoASM, you need a node for each material. Yes. I guess this has the advantage that you can copy the... I guess you can create a whole display list that is a bunch of like set comments and return comments if you're okay with writing out the whole display list. SM64 agnostic. No, you need to write the code somewhere and need to push it somewhere, and that has to be Mario 64 specific. Not the same, and Bleed can be aware of it. If you are writing a custom GeoASM, then yes, Bleed can be aware of it. But we're talking about an implementation for Bleed that you are making here. So you would make it aware of the dynamic properties. Do the same thing from the same display list in any game. Game development of yours, but that can be done with a template or a hacker repo. Yeah. You would need to copy the same logic to everything. I mean, I'll give you that this has the advantage over writing to display lists, that this is, you can't rewriting to it halfway across a VI and ruin the output by one half of it being a frame apart, ahead of the other half. So that's good. That's like, I like that part. But overall, this isn't that different from the GeoASM. I mean, in a way, you have to implement this via GeoASM, because if you have actors with dynamic properties, they also need to push it. So this is basically GeoASM, you put at the very start of an actor. No, Lila, you were not explaining anything. I asked you so many times. I give you like 4 different implementation possibilities of how you could have tried to implement this. And instead of saying, yes, I did this, or we kind of did it like this, but with this difference, you just said, no, you're stupid. Yeah, it has to be per actor. It has to be a JOASM at the start of each actor, because of the segment thing. It's kind of interesting when you combine 8. True. Talking about pointing to the exported display list instead of the generated display list. Talking about pointing to the exported display list instead of the generated display list. Not sure what you mean by that. Oh, yes, at first it sounded like what you wanted to do was you have this the same, you have this the same, and then you have like a step 3 where you have like a display list with all the properties that is statically pointed to, and then you want the end user to edit the properties in this pointed to display list, which that would have been absolute nonsense. And I explained that to you, and you didn't say, oh no, we actually dynamically generate this at runtime. You could have just said that. Hello, Lethargy Ghost. I am glad you could make it through. But yes, that is a sane approach that I actually do not hate. What a productive conversation. Yes, you could have just talked like a normal person. Well, no one said the magic words to make it work. Which was that the segment would be dynamically generated. I'm pretty sure I offered the explanation too, like, oh, so you mean like a GeoASM? And then I was told no. Yes, Lida, I still cannot guess what you're thinking, just based off of experience. I think we can reuse this texture for the stem. If we do something like this and then vertex color it a bit. I like big strawberries. Big strawberries are awesome. But I don't like the small ones. Okay, this is actually also one of my favorite debates. What about fruit and cake? I think fruit ruins every cake it's in. Cake is for chocolate. Fruit is good too, but it's not cakey, you know? What if these moments have good personality? I wouldn't know. Besides, if they had good personality, I wouldn't want to eat them. Why the strawberry has snow? It's a snowberry. I never had a good freezer. Yeah, that's true. I don't even know what that is. Guys, there's a barber shop near me, and their logo is AI generated. It's instead of barber, it says like Barubra or something. It's a completely fucked up. Is it unethical to support my local business in this case? But before you answer, mind you, This person is like 60 years old. I know I already told you this. I'm asking whether it's ethical to support my local business. No, it's just a 60-year-old woman. I don't think they want to harvest my kidneys. A fast food joint with an AI-generated menu. Make sure they don't put glue in the pizza. I hope you all get that reference of the glue on pizza AI answer on Google. The 60-year-old should have educated herself about the ethical issues stemming from AI use, death penalty. Wait, what's supporting a local business? Yes, because the local business is a 60-year-old woman who also used AI to generate her logo. What's a grog and being obsessed with the white genocide in South Africa, by the way? I don't know. This is currently a favorite right-wing talking point, I think. Went to donut shop that had an AI driven through and it told me they were sold out of donuts. What the fuck? Maybe she wasn't 60, maybe she was like 45, but she was old, that's the point. Seen Fortnite AI Darth Vader. It showed up on my Twitter homepage when I logged in, but I wasn't interested enough to click on it. Apparently it's a Fortnite AI that calls people slurs or something. How do I, wait, let me word this correctly. So AIs are trained on user input. And the worst thing that could possibly happen to an AI is to be trained on slurs. So then, is it ethical? Only if you're talking to this AI and training this AI to use slurs. Maybe just the ones that refer to yourself. Just to make sure they cannot use that AI. How close are you to Partma? I don't think I'm getting partnered on Twitch. You can use a few, Lila. Interesting. Please do not tell us which ones. Decided to add a ChatGPT voice mode as a Darth Vader NPC in the game. Oh, I see. And that one uses slurs? That is very surprising. Because Lila, if you start, then the next person's gonna do it. And the next person is not going to be allowed to say those. How sure are we that it was her who generated it and not some lazy guy that did it and then asked his men to make it physical and put it up for her? Honestly, that could be true. Oh, I see. It's just like people are jailbreaking the Fortnite. Yeah. Can you imagine Darth Vader like telling you how to program Hello World? I like this texture. Hey. My apprentice, do you think meowing will increase my mastery of the force? Very well then, meow. Okay, I see, that's funny. God, I'm so glad I don't like any Disney stuff. Can you imagine like me as like a Disney adult? I would be so cooked. Disney bought a lot of shit and killed it. Should make you think why they are interested in killing franchises. You are a Mario adult? No! I'm not a Mario adult. I hate Mario. I hate video games. I couldn't be a Mario adult. It's actually a horrifying thought though, that like you could be considered a Nintendo adult. There we go. Jetzt zocke ich Mario und trinke Cola. Yippie. Okay, so example program received by the sound of Nintendo alarm and checks Nintendo today up. That actually does psychic damage to me. And the idea of fanboying a company is awful to me. Where do you keep your Funko Pop, Amiibo collection? I don't have a single Amiibo. Let's go. I'm safe. Are we supposed to eat the strawberry? Most digital strawberries cannot be eaten. It is a limitation of the medium. Strawberry just on the stream. Oh no, I showed that guy to Zayna like yesterday. I love that guy. He is so funny. Should model the seats. This will never run on N64. Why do you have old Internet Explorer in the taskbar? Internet Explorer reveal at 100 Twitch subscribers. How long is this song? 15 minutes. Okay, we need a new OST. Anyone else got some iconic Game Boy games whose OST we would like to listen to? Well, 8 3D World? I don't think that's on the Game Boy. Metroid Zero Mission? That's on the Game Boy? It is. I haven't played a Metroid game yet. Which one should I play? If I ever play one. Should I play one? By everything you know about me, does it make sense for me to play one? Prime Force? Let's Google that. What the fuck? Oh, I see. Wait, is this the one with the multiplayer mode? With the DS download game? 115 Triangle Strawberry, honestly, this is pretty banger. I want to have multiple ones, because they're so low poly. I'm gonna store the original unrelated one like here. It's the one everyone hates. Oh, so you tried to make me play a poopy game? Unbelievable. Imagine I went through my life thinking that's the best Metroid game, and then that's the one everyone hates. So what my preferences are? I like playing games that are like unique experiences. I like some really stupid games, like I played WarioWare recently, I like that one a lot. Maybe that's not a very stupid game, but what about like Doshin the Giant? I feel like Doshin the Giant is a game that would almost be universally hated, but I liked it. Replicube? What the fuck? Is this a game? I see. So you're just programming a cube? I think I would hate this. Not because the game idea is bad, but because I'm already a programmer for work. So I would play this and be like, this is just work I'm not being paid for. A lot of people don't appreciate good games. Well, I mean, of course, there's many people that don't like video games. This is fine if there's like a way to get on them. And then we can have the red coins here. Do you actually get money for Prime subs? I do! I think every time you Prime subscribe I get like 250. They're so ugly because they don't have the vertex colors yet. It's gonna look a lot better. The texture? Oh. Yeah, it's a little rough. Probably very improvable with a 2-cycle material. This one's pretty nice though. Wow, that's possible? I don't like that at all. Oh, I see, it's inverted. That's why. Did you know Unreal Engine only has a double-sided collision? Grayscale? Yeah, grayscale would probably work. But it's fine for now. We're not trying to get this perfect. Honey melon. Will you subscribe to my OnlyFans? I don't know whose OnlyFans you subscribe to, but I don't think that's me. I think you have unknowingly been jerking off to a stranger. You must feel so taken advantage of right now. I'm sorry you had to go for that. Kinda buff. Yep. It's not really a secret. Most people that come to my stream realize that I am somewhat built. It's honestly really easy to be like a little bit built, like I am. You really just need to work out semi-consistently. I mean, I do work out pretty consistently, but like you don't even need to work out much. And just get up like once an hour and do a set. And that's all that's needed to like get some decent muscle on you. Keeps you mentally focused as well. Okay. Melon. We need a watermelon and like a honey melon. Making OnlyFans only post after the Yoshi release. Do you think Nintendo could copyright strike that? And more importantly, do you think they would pay for it? Like, this fucking guy is up to something, I know. Maybe they would look for like the case Emmanuel OnlyFans leaks. That'd actually be so funny though. You know, it would actually be even funnier like if I hit the Yoshi renders between like pictures of my dong. And then there's like, if they strike me, we know there was like one Japanese guy going through like 1 million dong pictures to like find it. That should be possible, Bruno, but yeah, actually, there isn't really much reason to say it's not possible. There's probably going to be a decal model on top of Mario at some point that would allow for stuff like that. What does the workout trainer look like? I really have to lose my gut. I just do push-pull leg basically. So bench, pull-ups, squat, deadlift, just like the main stuff. Some curls, some triceps push down. With some part of Nintendo annual budget dedicated for paying for instance on case dong? True. I think that's a great... So you don't think my plan of posting dong pictures and Yoshi renders on OnlyFans is a good one? Alright, I will reconsider in that case. Maybe we don't do that. Thank you for the warning. How do we make this texture not look awful when upscaled? Ugh. It wasn't obvious. Oh. Oh my god, if that's not obvious, then like you must think I'm an absolute crazy person. We shouldn't be using this texture. We should just be using a hexagonal pattern and then vertex colors. Which the articles though, Nintendo copyright strikes from hackers OnlyFans. That's true. The articles would go crazy. Where did I store my hexagonal pattern? I had one somewhere. That's not it. It was very messed up looking. It was very hard to find. But I know it's in here somewhere. Shit. Maybe it isn't special to the art. Maybe you need to post anything in there. I don't think that's required at all. Oh, this is a hex pattern, but it's not the right one. Dude, people would feel so scammed if you made an OnlyFans and then didn't post like cock pictures. This is what I wanted, I think. Because I'm busy, and the first thing I hear when I get back is Nintendo and OnlyFans. We like to have fun in this chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that? Thank you for the subscription. Welcome back. This is a nice hairstyle. I don't think Twitter would still say that. Ugh. This is what I want. Twitter bots are like this now? What the fuck? I think we almost do the exact same UV map as we did just before. Crazy. But this time we have practice and we're doing it a little more intelligently. This doesn't feel very straight. Can I straight the middle? I can. Oh, that's cool. When in a normal melon, the light green color of the honey melon doesn't look like it would fit well with the other fruits. Yoshi's Island or Yoshi's Story has both of them, so we're doing both of them. I'm just doing this one first for no particular reason. Ugh. What happened here? Something's really wrong here. What the hell? Huh? Are you seeing that? Wait. Hey. Okay. Okay. Different approach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What the hell am I doing wrong? trying to save because I don't know why. How did I fuck this up so bad? Huh? I honestly do not understand how I fucked this up so bad. This should have been perfectly fine. Let's look at these here, detail. That seems fine to me. I think I need a clearer hexagon pattern. I think I need to pre-render this. This isn't gonna work. The hexagon pattern, I mean. So if we just take the middle part here, that should be fine, right? We only really need a couple. So if I take this and I just mirror it twice, that should be fine, right? That's all I need? Thinking about it? Yes. Well, I think it's gonna be easier for me to do it from here. It is screenshot time. I'm fine with approximating this. It is a fruit after all. And fruit is organic. And organics are not perfect hexagons. Let's get rid of these two for a second, just so we have a clear view. Okay. So there's clearly something wrong here. Let's start at the seam. That makes it easier for us to tell. So this seems like it should be longer. Yo, it's the song from Super Smash Bros. Melee, I just realized. We're only caring about the top two right now. This feels unfair. Okay, that makes more sense. Hello, B-Turk. Okay, now the top layer looks okay. Oh, also there is these going up and down. Yeah, that's way better. Man, on one hand, this is the type of task where like I wish AI could automate this. On the other hand, if you made an AI automate this and like AI ever gains sentience, then the AI would probably kill you for making it do this for you. Wait, did I mess this up? I did. Okay, let's do it again. Huh? Okay, that looks like it works. Blood just maps hexagons on a sphere. True. That is what blood is doing right now. But now what's this next step? You will not believe your eyes. As all of a sudden it will start looking good. One second, it's gonna start looking good. How's that for my honey melon? Eurovision. Wait, the Eurovision Song Contest is today? Oh, I missed it. It's right now. I wanted to watch it just for once. Pretty good, I guess. Wow, that's all? After all my suffering, all I get is a pretty good, I guess. Such is the life of an artist. Little Pela. Pela would be very easy to do. But I don't know if it really looks any paler. I think this is a lot more defined than Yoshi's Island, so we can do that. I think that looks pretty nice. Call it in Georgia the way it's Meloni. Is this... You talking about Giorgio Armani? This texture is 64 by 64. Talking about Giorgio Meloni? I have to imagine you're talking about Giorgio Armani. That's the only context I can put to that. Hello, silly babam. I wonder if this can ever look good. Bro, what the fuck? How are they always connected? I don't think there's anything I can do for this. It just is doomed. But why do two of them look fine? Okay, now, you know what we could do to make this even better? Maybe this will look good, maybe this will look awful. This one definitely looks awful. You can give it a little few specks like so to make it seem more melony maybe. Is there anything that looks like a melon texture? Hairy melon. Is this any decent? What do you think? No, I just need the handle bar. Can I lay the surface of a sphere flat? You can't lay the surface of a sphere flat. Because there's no flat surface? Huh? Make the pattern and render so we get more depth. Oh, I see what you mean. Like, something like, you know, like so, and then you have lighting in there. Something like that. Seems reasonable. Yeah, I think that would look very good. I think I'm just gonna make this a simple material, like shade color is what you get. Alright, I think I'm happy with our honey melon here, except for the handlebar should be a bit bigger. There we go. It's the reason they are so big. They grow on the super happy tree, and the super happy tree is where the island gets its power, so it is a very, very powerful tree, you have to know. And after they're done growing there on the super happy tree, the Yoshis just roll them over here. You ever mess with the tracer grab background glitch thing to make a cool trippy room like Maze of Mirrors type stuff? Yes! There is one room like that in course 13. It is indeed very cool. So this is gonna be a moving actor. It's gonna roll the way that you stand on it. So that hopefully will look very cool. We'll need a few more fruit here. This fruit is so much higher quality than the others because it's the only one I made. Can you push them? This one will rotate the way you're standing on it. These are not pushable. I'm not sure if there's going to be a pushable one. Honey melons are huge. Well, maybe I should make these smaller then. There's a problem if it's too huge, because how am I gonna rotate it without clipping into the floor? Grapes, definitely grapes are gonna be trampolines. We can do some cool vertex animations with those. But to be honest, for today I am feeling pretty done. So I will see you guys in the next stream, which might be tomorrow. Although tomorrow I'm going out to eat, so I don't know if I have time. But I will do my best. So until then, bye bye.